Hello, welcome to this HELiOS short clip. In this video, I want to give you an insight into the HELiOS interface SOLIDWORKS. However, it is much easier to explain all functions of HELiOS as a PDM and PLM system in a one-to-one conversation. Therefore, I will concentrate solely on the SOLIDWORKS interface. One advice in advance: it is a lot easier and quicker to find your project information with HELiOS. If you have worked without a PDM system in the past, you have probably saved your project information in a directory in the Windows Explorer. This might have looked like this: all files one below the other, without any reference to each other, which makes finding these files a lot more difficult. In HELiOS, it is ordered so that you can receive your respective information, so for example for the saw blade. You can see the linked geometry file and the linked drawing file, which facilitates the search. In the eDrawings, you can turn it, look at it, measure it, everything that eDrawings has to offer, even without having installed SOLIDWORKS. So how can we transfer our CAD files to HELiOS? I will take this jigsaw as an example to demonstrate. I will add, let's say, a hand strap. We go to SOLIDWORKS. Basically, nothing has changed here. The operating principle has not changed either. We would create a new part. You might have noticed the new ribbon, HELiOS part, by which the geometry in production drawing can later be transferred to HELiOS. But as I said, nothing has fundamentally changed in the geometry settings. I will create a new sketch and use this spline to draw something like a hand strap. And then back, attachment, circular, and maybe 5 millimeters should suffice. Nothing has changed in geometry. We could add the material here. Just select a material so that it will be displayed in the article later on. The geometry is done. In order to transfer it to HELiOS later on, we have to create our part. It is called hand strap, and it will be manufactured externally. This is the document mask for the geometry representation. It is a 3D model, so it does not have to be described further. After clicking on the check-in button, my geometry file is saved on the HELiOS database, and all of my colleagues can access it and use the file. I check it in and have a look whether it arrived in HELiOS. Here's my hand strap. Here also you can turn it in eDrawings, you can look at it. The article is now only linked with the geometry representation. That makes sense as there is not yet a production drawing. That would work the same way, so it is relatively simple. Now I want to add to my jigsaw. I could either load the jigsaw via the interface. I would look for jig asterisk saw and could load it here. I could have also loaded it directly in HELiOS via open and edit. That would have worked too. There is a new feature on the right too. This is our session window. This means that all of these files are placed in our session and are reserved, so to say, for editing. Now we want to add a new component. The procedure is the same as before. Nothing has changed. The only thing that has changed is that when you are searching, the HELiOS window opens. And now we are looking for our hand strap on HELiOS because we want to install it. As I said, SOLIDWORKS functions have not changed, so the linkage and everything you could do remain the same. This means we do not have to take this further. I'm just changing to the HELiOS assembly menu and check it in. Also, let's look at the session window once more. By double-clicking on them, you can have a look at any article. This means the information the article holds. We can look at our hand strap, for instance, and the material we have just assigned. It's been transferred automatically. We have checked it in, so we can now close it and look at it in HELiOS. I can see my hand strap, and this means it has arrived in HELiOS. But it has not only arrived in my result list, but also when I look at it in the whole assembly, so the jigsaw, and I drag it to the Product Explorer. Now I can see exactly what components belong to the assembly in the structure. I could also add non-CAD relevant components. This means things I don't necessarily want to draw in CAD. Okay, this was all for now. If you're interested, be sure to check out other short clips. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.